What is the biggest problem in the world? Global warming, poverty, famine. What's the biggest problem in the world? Well, it all goes back to one thing. If you don't understand this one thing, you're not going to understand the world. You're not going to understand life. You're not going to understand eternity. The biggest problem we face is sin. That is our biggest problem because it all goes back to sin and it all comes out of sin. And the word sin, just so you understand it, and we're going to be talking about that this week. The word sin, there's several words used in the scriptures to describe sin. There's different aspects of sin. So let's talk about several of them. Transgression or to trespass. That's a sin. It's breaking the rules. 1 John 3:4. What rules? God's rules. Adam and Eve broke the rule in the Garden of Eden and ate of the tree of good and evil. The Ten Commandments, the Jews, and everyone since then have been breaking the Ten Commandments, God's moral rules. Jesus summarized all the rules into two rules where he said, love God with all your heart, love your neighbor as yourself, and we've broken those rules. We have transgressed. We have trespassed. There's also the word sin, which means God has a standard and we've missed it. The standard has been missed. The word sin means to miss the mark. And it comes really out of the Roman usage where they talked about a target. And there's a bullseye that would be the winning thing. And then every circle from the bullseye, the first one would be called sin 1, the second one sin 2, the third one sin 3. And the reality is, Jesus is the only one that hit the moral bullseye. He's the only one that kept all the rules, not only kept the law, but fulfilled the law, lived out the spirit of the law. He's morally perfect. He hit the bullseye. We've all sinned, some of us more than others. Maybe you're really good. You're sin level 1. Maybe you're not as good. Sin 2, sin 3, sin 57. The point is, all have sinned, it says in Romans 3:23, and fallen short of the glory of God, the standard of God, moral perfection. Sin, transgression, iniquity. Iniquity is when you take something good and you twist it into something bad. Movies in America are filled with taking something good and twisting it into something bad. What about unrighteousness? Well, unrighteousness is simply a big covering for anything inside us, our thoughts, our attitudes, anything outside of us, our words, our deeds, our actions, anything inside us or outside us that's just not right with God. It doesn't meet God's standard. It's not right with God. And then there's the word ignorance, which ignorance in this sense is a sin because God has a law, He has requirements, and if we fail to know that law, fail to keep that law, that is sin. Failing to even know God's rules, God's heart, God's standard is sin. Well, that's all bad news because we've all committed sin. All of us have sinned. All of us have come short of the glory of God. We've broken God's rules. We've taken good things and twisted them into something bad. We've had things inside of us that were not right with God, things that we've done that are not right with God. We have, God's had rules we didn't even know about. We've broken them. We haven't kept them all. We've all sinned. But the good news, and as we talk about this, never forget the good news. 1 Peter 3:18, for Christ suffered for sin. That's the whole point of Jesus, the whole point of salvation, the whole point of Christianity. Christ suffered for sin. The righteous, that's Him. For the unrighteous, that's us, so He could bring us to God. Even though sin separates us from God, Jesus, through His death, His burial, His resurrection, built a bridge from us to God so we can get to God, to bring us to God. Yay, Jesus. Well, I'm Dave Early. Thanks for joining us. You can follow us on Facebook. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join us tomorrow as we talk more about our biggest problem and what to do about it, sin.